Hi everyone, welcome to a new reading vlog. This is going to be my Polarthon reading vlog, and it's actually going to be divided into two parts. So there's going to be this part, and then later in the week or at the beginning of next week there's going to be part two, because I have been so excited. I've been reading so much, I've been enjoying it so much that I have so much footage already that I wanted to divide it into two so that it's not super long. The readathon is hosted by Jade and co-hosted by Gavin, Aaron, Sasha, and Pris. And I'm going to link all of them down below. Definitely check them all out. And the readathon is basically like winter themed, and it's all about reading wintry, cozy books. And yes, so without any further ado, let's jump straight into the reading vlog. Hi everyone, so it is officially midnight on February 1st, and I'm so excited. I don't remember the last time, if ever, when I started like filming, vlogging for a readathon at midnight, because usually I start filming like in the morning, and I don't always even like start reading in like at midnight. And I'm so excited for this one that I was like, fuck everything, I want to start at midnight. And I do have some things that I need to finish for like other videos and things like that, but I'm not really going to talk about that in here, and I kind of want to start something at least a little bit right now. So I have a little pile of physical books right here that I just want to quickly go through, and I don't know what I want to start with. So I just, why not? Let's see what we have here. So the first book that I have here on the top is Bookish and the Beast by Ashley Poston, and it is the third book in the like Geekerella series, but they're kind of standalones. You can definitely read them separately, and all of them are kind of like loose modern day retellings of fairy tales, and this one is like Beauty and the Beast, obviously. And yeah, I kind of completely randomly got it because my mom was ordering some things. This one counts for the prompts the least out of the little pile that I have here, but it is the one that works for the cozy vibes, because again, I'm on Team Bear, and there is the cozy vibes prompt, which I love so much. I'm definitely going to use it a lot this week, because it is literally, Jade said that it's something that you can kind of like interpret in any way that you want. And so for me, this just feels really cozy, because I don't know, like the vibes of the cover, like the purple and the orange feel really cozy to me, and just like books about books feel really cozy to me, if that makes sense. And just when I look at this book and think about it, it feels really cozy. The next thing that I have here is Frostblood by Ellie Blake. So this one works for the prompt of a cold word in the title and a white cover. And possibly it could even be a polar fantasy, but the rule is that you can like double up on prompts, but not triple up. But I mean, I'm gonna try to do like all the prompts and usually multiple times, so I don't think that's gonna be a problem. And this is a YA fantasy, and the main character is a fireblood in a land ruled by frost. So I do think that definitely could count as a polar fantasy. Yeah, I know that Aaron, who is the team leader kind of the polar bears, liked this and recommended it, and I've had it for ages. And the fact that Aaron mentioned it literally made me think, okay, I guess I'm gonna read it. And so it felt like the perfect time. I mentioned that in my TBR. I think the two that I'm actually the most excited for are very different, and that is The Winter Duke by Claire Eliza Bartlett and Lord Dashwood Missed Out by Tessa Dare. So this one is an adult historical romance, and I again recently got this book, and it is super short. It has a white cover, and also I feel like it works for the cozy vibes. Again, definitely gonna read a shit ton of things that work for the cozy vibes, but I mentioned in my TBR also that to me historical romances always feel cozy for some reason, and so it works for those two. And I don't know, I mean, I know this is gonna be super fun. I would read it super quickly, so I'm thinking it could be the first thing, but I'm not completely sure. And then The Winter Duke is a YA fantasy, and it has sapphic romance in it. That is all that I know about it, and I just have a feeling that it's going to be a really quick and fun read, and just like super easy to read. And then I have some audiobooks that I'm really excited for and some ebooks maybe. And I'm just so excited for all these things. I think this week is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited for all the options that I have on my TBR, and I think this is going to be just so much fun and just a really cozy and a wonderful time. But I hope you all are excited. Definitely, you know, make yourself some tea, get comfortable and cozy, and enjoy this. I really want to make this vlog super cozy and comforting and wintry and good vibes, you know, so it's probably going to be long, but I hope you enjoy the ride, and I'm just so excited. I don't remember the last time that I was this excited for a readathon. Last night I actually did not start a single one of the physical books because I obviously knew that, you know, I have audiobooks and other things on my TBR, but I just didn't remember the names. I wasn't sure which one I wanted to start with. And then since it was late and I knew that I would be going to bed soon, which means not having light, I didn't want to start a physical book yet, and I started the Polar Bear Explorers Club by I forgot the name of the author, but it's going to be on the screen, and I got 40% into it already. I was literally like, you know what, I'm just going to listen for like half an hour, and then I was suddenly 40% of the way through, and I honestly would have been even capable of listening to it just in one sitting, cause it's just really fun. So this one is a middle grade, and I kind of mentioned in my TBR that I'm super excited to use this readathon as a way to read books that I would not pick up on my own, but ones I'm actually going to really enjoy. So I do have, obviously, like the physical books that I showed you are books that I would normally read because like I own them already, you know. But I'm excited to read some middle grade because I know that Gavin reads a lot of middle grade and Jade reads a lot of middle grade, and I was watching Jade's Polar Fantasy video and there were a lot of middle grades on there, so I picked up some of them and I'm really excited. So this one is about this young girl who wants to be an explorer, go on adventures, and where she lives, girls can be explorers, and of course she becomes one, which is just, you know, I love it. It's cute and it's super fun. It's super quick to read, and the audiobook is only 6 hours long, so on the speed that I listen to, it's gonna be super quick to get through. And I have a class at 12 today. It's like around 10, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna finish it before then, so I love it. We're doing great. And I know that Erin already tweeted that she finished a book already. I'm like, let's go. Yes. So I do actually want to talk about a few more things that I was thinking about that I want to read. So the first one is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. So I have been dying to read this. I got it for Christmas and so many people have been hyping it up. So many people have been saying that they absolutely love it. And I know that there's something that someone said about this book, like a theme that this book has, that got me super excited to read it, and I no longer remember it, but I do know that I'm super excited for this. And since it's February and Black History Month just started, I really want to make sure to read at least a few books by Black authors this week. I'm super excited for this. In case you didn't know, this is a YA fantasy that's a retelling of the Arthurian legend, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. The only issue is that it's 500 pages and the font is tiny, but I feel like it's gonna be a really quick read, so maybe in like 2 days, once I get some other books done, I am going to pick it up, and I'm super excited. And then another book that I'm dying to read, but I think I'm gonna need to resist, is Amari and the Night Brothers, I think, which I basically, I downloaded this app that I think is called BookBeat or something like that. And it's basically like Scribd, which, in case you didn't know, Scribd is just like an app that is like a library on your phone. I don't have access to a library that has books in English and like the books that I want, and so Scribd is a total lifesaver. The only issue is that it kind of limits the amount of audiobooks that you listen to. So I listen to so many things, and I listen to some books that are not as popular, and so there are kind of levels to the popularity of the audiobooks, and there are some that like don't disappear. It, I feel like, is still absolutely worth it. I just wish Scribd made it a little bit more clear how they limit audiobooks, because it's kind of a little bit shady. But besides that, I absolutely adore Scribd, and it's amazing. There are ebooks on there as well. But anyways, I recently heard someone mention BookBeat, I think is the name, I hope so, as like the same kind of thing, and they said that it doesn't limit audiobooks. But then in the reviews, I saw that it does limit audiobooks, so I don't know, but I'm trying it out, and Amari and the Night Brothers is on there. The only issue is that I really want to get it physically because I adore the British cover, and like I need it. So I think that I should resist this book. So I'm gonna try to do that. But, you know, I wanted to mention it anyways because you should all pick it up. It is a middle grade, it's an adventure, that is all that I know about it, but people have been saying that it's absolutely amazing. They've compared it to Percy Jackson, I think, and it's just, you know, like a super fun, amazing middle grade adventure. And again, like both of the covers are absolutely stunning, and I am pretty sure a friend of mine told me that it already sold movie rights. So how fucking iconic is that? So definitely check this book out. So I have this physical TBR right here, and I am gonna go listen to the audiobook, so I'm probably gonna finish that soon, and then I think I'm gonna read this. So I have the bookmark here, but it's literally like on chapter 1, so I only opened it, and then I was like, you know, I should probably start this tomorrow. Another one that I'm kind of considering, but I probably shouldn't, is How to Catch a Queen by Alyssa Cole. This is an adult royal romance, and again, speaking of BookBeat, this is on there, and I started listening to this like on audio before Christmas. And then I just basically couldn't access the audiobook anymore, whatever, it doesn't matter the details, but yeah. And so then I got the physical book for Christmas, and I am really, like, I was really enjoying it, but I feel like just the not being able to listen to the audiobook kind of disrupted it, and then I had to read other things, and now that I have the audiobook, I'm like, I kind of want to finish this book. But I mean, since, you know, for readathons, you kind of technically need to start a new book, so I think the thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read this, but I'm just not gonna put it in the team counting pages thing. This again is a royal romance, and it has a marriage of convenience, and I really like it. Like, I love the chemistry between the two main characters, Shanti and Sanyu. Yes, I don't love Sanyu. I mentioned that in another vlog, but I absolutely love Shanti. She is such an iconic, amazing, strong heroine, and so I think I'm gonna read this. What does it count for? There is white on the cover in the title, which it doesn't actually, I don't know if I mentioned, it doesn't have to be a white cover. It can just literally have white on the cover, which also the shirt is kind of white, so yes. Really want to read this. So yeah, I'm just so excited. I don't remember the last time that I was so excited to read so many books, and like I'm literally thrilled about my TBR. This is gonna be amazing. Wait, this is gonna be amazing. And yeah, so I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna go listen to the Polar Bear Explorers Club. And also, one last thing, I was looking through like some middle grades on Scribd yesterday, and so many of the middle grades that I just like quickly ran into were by white authors. So if you have any recommendations of middle grade books by authors of color, please let me know. Amari and the Night Brothers is by a black author, but besides that, there were like a few, but not a lot of them. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know. And with that, I'm gonna shut the fuck up and go read. Hi everyone, so it's finally time for an update. Today has been a little bit of a flop. Not completely. I did finish a book, we're going to talk about it, and I made progress with How to Catch a Queen, so we're going to talk about everything. But I had 2 classes, and I got a headache, and so that kind of slowed things down. And then suddenly at 6, I was listening to the audiobook of How to Catch a Queen, and I wanted to relax because my head was hurting and I went to bed and then I fell asleep. But I'm awake, the headache is almost gone. Before I talk about this, I want to talk about the book that I finished, which is The Polar Bear Explorers Club by Alex Bell, I think. And it was really fun. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars, but I had a really good time with it. It's literally just 6 hours long, and you know, if you listen on audio, and it's just a really fun adventure about just going after what you want and making your own destiny in a way, and friendships and magic and all these kinds of things. And it was just a really good time. It was super quick to read. I literally finished it while I was getting ready and then in between the classes and stuff. So I'm really glad that I read it. I do want to continue with the series. The reason why it was a 3.5 star is just that I didn't fully connect with the characters. I liked them, and you know, I'm interested again. I want to keep going with the series, and 3.5 stars is not a bad rating for me. It was still a really fun time, and I would still really recommend it if you want some kind of a polar fantasy, you know, just winter vibes and cute adventure fun times. So yes, it did make me want to read more middle grade, which again is something that I want to do in general in this readathon, but I'm really excited. Tell me if you would like a video where I read middle grade. I have been wanting to do that for a while, so if you have any recommendations of books that you would like me to read in there, please tell me in the comments down below. So How to Catch a Queen. I'm on the page 236, so it is, I think, 67%. And the audiobook is really slow. It doesn't go further than 2 times speed on BookBeat, so that is one thing that I do not love about it. So I don't know if I want to switch to physically reading it, because I kind of want an audiobook, but it is just so slow that it's, you know, making me feel like the way that is it feels too slow and it makes me feel distracted and things like that, but I am really enjoying the book, so I think that I might just switch to the physical one. I honestly don't really have much new to say, but actually I was having some thoughts, and that is this book. The vibe and the plot is really interesting, and it's really different from the Reluctant Royals and just typical royal romances, which is that Shanti is not having the best time. She wanted to be the queen because she wanted to make a difference in the world. She wanted to change things for the better, and that was her motivation, and she didn't really care about a love story or anything romantic. So the whole royal aspect of things is not romanticized at all, which is really interesting because I feel like in royal romances it's always not necessarily, it's not perfect, and often, you know, the main characters run into some bad people or whatever, but in this book it's really Shanti is not really happy, and she has to deal with that and accept that and try to do something about it. The two of them have amazing chemistry. They have a sexual connection, but both of them are super reluctant to connect in any way emotionally. And so that is really cool. I don't really know how to fully put it all into words, but the vibes are definitely very different, and not in a bad way, in a really interesting and intriguing way. The only thing is that that's definitely a personal thing, that there are quite a lot of other plot things going on besides the romance, and I don't really care about them that much because I just love the romance. I wanted to keep moving forward, and literally that is kind of something that is often, not often, but it doesn't happen rarely that I have that feeling with romances, because you know, if you don't read a lot of romances, when it's actually a romance, it's really often super centered around that, and that is my favorite thing. You know, when it's just really focused on the romance, and I don't really ever care about the plot lines besides that, you know, unless it's obviously a fantasy or something where the romance is a subgenre, then there that obviously makes sense. But that is one complaint that I have, but Other than that, I'm still really enjoying this. I absolutely love Shanti, and Sunyu is growing on me a little bit. I still don't love him, but he's pretty cool. Again, I'm obviously not counting it officially for the readathon, but I'm super happy that I picked it up again. There's actually a live show going on with reading sprints that Jade is doing on her channel. So yeah, I'm gonna chill with everyone, do the reading sprints.
Because I think that is another really underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's underrated.
I want to know what you think about it.
It is a while later. It's like 11 p.m. and I finished reading How to Catch a Queen by Alyssa Cole, so I switched to the physical book, but I do recommend you listen to it on audio if you can. I ended up giving this book 3.5 stars as well. I enjoyed it. Like, I absolutely loved Shanti. Again, like I said, she is such a wonderful character and definitely one of my like new favorite heroines. Like, I love her so much. And Sunyu, definitely, like, I liked him in the end, and like his personality totally made sense, and like he had character development, and you know. So I loved the romance, I loved the chemistry. I felt like the way that it developed, the way that they got closer emotionally was actually really realistic, and like it took them a long time and they had to work through some things, and I felt like that was done so fucking well. The only main issue that I had that I kind of mentioned already is that it kind of has a lot of the like politics in it, and I did like some parts of it. Like, I loved all the things that Shanti was trying to do and to make everything just better for like marginalized groups and things like that. That was amazing. But there were just moments and scenes with like all the political advisors and things that I just didn't really care about. But if you do like political intrigue and if you do like other things besides the romance in romances, I think you could definitely enjoy that a lot. The only issue with that for me as well is that it kind of made the pacing a little bit off at some points. I feel like if I were to listen to it on audio and I had the whole audiobook, like you know, normally I wouldn't have had that problem, because for me at least, audiobooks really help when a book has pacing that doesn't fully work for me. But I still really enjoyed this. It was a really good time, so I would still really recommend this, and I'm absolutely dying to have the next book. I requested it on Edelweiss, and I've requested like 5 things and they still haven't like either declined or accepted, or I mean approved any of them, and I'm just like, please, can you, even if it's to decline, like I need to know, please. So, and then during the sprints I also started Lord Dashwood Missed Out by Tessidaire, and I got to page 40, which is this far. It's like 1/3 of the way through. I am loving it already. Like, I knew that would be the case. It is Tessidaire. I love Tessidaire. I love her historical romances. Tessidaire and Beverly Jenkins are definitely my favorite historical romance authors, so if you want to get into historical romance or you're looking for some authors, definitely absolutely recommend them. And I was immediately invested in this book so much. Like, the first chapter, like at the end of the first chapter, I was like, okay, I am here for this, I am excited for this. And I am loving the dynamic of the two main characters. The two of them basically knew each other when they were younger. They like lived close to each other, they were, you know, just around each other. They're pretty close in age, and yes, so they had a mutual crush on each other, but the heroine in the book thought that he never really cared about her, never saw her in a way that was romantic or anything like that. So she basically ended up writing this thing, this like pamphlet letter thing about him that like she called Lord Ashwood, I think, so like super close to his name. And she wrote it about how he missed out and like you know, things like that. And he basically left to go like travel and things like that, and so that's when he missed out, that he left, you know. And now he comes back and he sees that like his reputation is kind of ruined because of this whole pamphlet that people think is about him, which it is. And that's how it all begins. There is the only one bed trope and forced proximity, because the two of them basically run into each other when they like get on the same carriage, whatever thing, and then something happens, and it all goes from there, and I am living for it. The chemistry between them is absolutely amazing. I love the whole aspect of how they knew each other. I love books. This is something that I've definitely learned in the past few months, that I absolutely adore romances where the two main characters already know each other. And like, especially if they have some, you know, like old feelings and things like that, like it just gives me life. And so I'm really enjoying this. I do want to start an audiobook as well, but I'm probably gonna do that in the morning, and I still need to like decide what it's gonna be. I'm loving this. I hope you're enjoying this vlog, and I'm gonna shut up and talk to you in the morning. Hi everyone, it is time for an update. It is the next day. It is about 4 p.m. I hope the lighting is okay. Last night, I finished reading Lord Dashwood, Missed Out by Tessa Dare. I actually found out that it's not even the entire length of the book, because at the end it has like a sneak peek for, you know, the next book in the series. So it's literally 100 pages, and I read it so quickly. I completely flew through it, and I had such a good time. I ended up giving it 4 stars or 4.5 stars. I had a blast reading this. It was just so fun. I loved the connection between Dash and Nora, and the energy, the chemistry. It was steamy, it was fun, it was funny, it was great. The only thing is that like there were tiny little pieces of other characters who were basically trying to find Nora and rescue her. And they were characters from the previous books, and so those parts were a little bit like I don't know them because I didn't read the books before. So it does definitely stand as a standalone, but like these little things would definitely be more enjoyable if I were to read the books before. So if you want to just read this for any reason, then you definitely can. But if you want to read the series, I would definitely recommend to read it in order. But it's fine. I'm just gonna, you know, go to the beginning of the series, read it, and reread this once I get there. But I just had such a great time with it. And also, they got kind of like stuck in the snow, which I didn't even know. So there is like a snow aspect to it. It is in winter, so I didn't even know that. So it works even better than I anticipated. And it was just such a great time. I'm really happy I read it, and it was awesome. Today, it is 4 p.m. and I have not done that much reading because I am starting my own fucking readathon. Last night at literally 2 a.m. in the morning, I don't even know how it happened. I was just like chilling in bed, reading or whatever, and I was like, oh my gosh, the name Comfortathon just appeared in my head, and I was like, I've been wanting to host a readathon for like at least a year, but I just never could settle on the right theme. And it just hit me, and it was perfect because it's just going to be based all around heartwarming, comforting, relaxing, beautiful books that will fill your heart with joy and just everything around that, which is so on brand for me. I love everything about it. And the first round is happening next week already because I just yeah, because I just wanted to do it, and I wanted to do one for Valentine's Day. Then I realized that it's very soon, but I'm making it happen. It's going to be amazing. Hopefully, I'm going to link the announcement, the Twitter for it, and everything down below. Please check it out. I'm really proud of it, and I would love if people participated in it because I think it's going to be such a fun time, and I hope that it could bring some, you know, warmth and joy and goodness to people's day and to their week. And yeah, so that is super exciting. And so that is what I spent most of today doing, working on that, the graphics, the prompts, everything. But I'm pretty much done with almost everything. I can finally focus on reading. And so I did start A Shiver of Snow and Sky. This book is actually a YA. I thought it was a middle grade. But it's a YA, it's a polar fantasy. It's another one that Jade recommended, and so it is available on Scribd as an audiobook. And so since, you know, today I haven't been able to read, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick up an audiobook. So it is basically about Osa. I don't know if that's how you pronounce the name. I'm literally listening to the audiobook, but it's fine. And she lives in this place where the sky kind of shows the future. It's like a sign, and when the sky turns red, it means that there's like a tragedy coming. And so a while ago, there was this plague that killed a lot of people, and so the main character thinks that the red sky now means that this is going to happen again, and she wants to prevent it. She wants to save people and make sure that nothing tragic happens. And so she goes on this adventure. Again, it has, you know, like winter, cozy snow vibes. I really like the main character, and I really also like the narrator's voice of the audiobook. So I'm about 30% of the way through. I'm gonna go read, and I'm gonna update you when I make some progress. So it is time for some updates. I'm probably gonna put on glasses because my head is not having it, but I wanted to show you the eyeshadow look. I love it, and I feel like it's matching the shirt so fucking well. So just wanted to show it off because once I put on glasses, it looks horrible. Like, why, you know, why? But I finished reading a book literally like 15 minutes ago, and that was A Shiver of Snow and Sky by Lisa Ludek. So I really enjoyed it. I ended up giving it 4 stars. I don't remember exactly what I said about the plot, but it is a polar fantasy, and it has a really beautiful wintry cold atmosphere, and I really liked the main character, and it's also like a journey story, and there is a little bit of romance in it. There's like some friendships, and I also love the magic in it. There's dragons, and there's a goddess, there's all kinds of magical things, which I always love, and honestly, it felt like a lot like the Polar Bear Explorers Club, in the sense of like similar vibes, and I feel like all the journey stories like this are usually middle grades, so this one is kind of the same thing but with older characters. And so if you are looking for books like this that are not middle grade, definitely check this one out. And it's really good. It's a duology, and I'm definitely going to read the second book soon. I'm not sure if I'm going to read it for the Polarthon, but I'm definitely going to read it soon. And yeah, so I cannot believe I've been actually sticking to my TBR from the most part. The only one that I have read that wasn't on my TBR is How to Catch a Queen by Alyssa Cole, but other than that, everything's been on my TBR, and I am really proud of myself. So yeah, so in this vlog, I finished 4 books, and this one, The Shiver of Snow and Sky, actually works for so many prompts. It is the cold word. So with this book, I have officially, I think, completed all the challenges, because we had white cover in Lord Dashwood Missed Out, then How to Catch a Queen, obviously not fully counting it, but like it was there. The Polar Bear Explorers Club also has white on the cover. It's a polar fantasy. It has a journey in it. And it's the same case with Shiver of Snow and Sky. It has white, it has a cold word, it is a polar fantasy, and it has a journey. And Lord Dashwood Missed Out also works for the cozy vibes and everything. So I have achieved all the prompts, and we are on day 3. So I'm super fucking proud of myself. Also, the polar bears are currently winning with the number of pages read, and I'm so proud of us. I'm so happy, and it's even motivating me more to read, even though I was already so fucking excited. I'm gonna wrap it up here, but again, stay tuned for part 2. Make sure that you subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you can see it. I am really excited. Hopefully it's gonna be really fun and just as good as this was, or even better. And yeah, if you made it this far in the video, leave the snowflake or the snowing with the cloud emoji down below, and thank you so much for watching. Check all the hosts out again, and yeah, have a great day, and I'm gonna see you soon in another video. Bye!